This happened way back, almost, I would say, around 20 years back, when I took this decision to work with the government and digital transformation. Like, I worked in the US, in the Silicon Valley, for about 5 years on cutting edge technology. And came back to join the government. So I was just thinking, should I stick back to the government or move out? Because when I came, actually, at that point of time, there wasn't much. I mean, technology was happening. The kind of technologies that I worked in the US were far advanced compared to what is happening in the government sector. So I was really initially not sure whether, honestly, to stick with the government or move out of the government. So when I was just thinking, I got an opportunity to join an organization called National Institute for Smart Government, NISG it's called. That is kind of an advisory body for various government organizations in terms of IT, streamlining the IT systems, projects, and so on. So as part of that, my assignment, I was working on a project. It was spearheaded by Rural Development Department. As part of the project, I was, deputed to study on ground small technology. We are talking about Aadhaar now, but at that point of time, the government, introduced biometrics to disperse pensions and other beneficiaries to the other benefits to the beneficiaries. The reason they introduced biometrics is to plug leakages. So they asked, as part of a consulting engagement, we were supposed to evaluate the project and see, does it really, help the poor people on ground. So when I went there, it's a very small village. The car that we were traveling also was not fitting in that. It's a very remote village, So where we went, and I was just talking to different people on how this particular initiative is helping them out. So one old lady, very old, in probably 80s, wrinkled face, she came there to just withdraw her money, and she had one smart card. So the solution is like, you have to actually put your biometrics and also put that smart card where it matches your biometrics and what is stored in the smart card. And if it matches, the disbursement, that pension amount, whatever it is, will be given to the those beneficiaries, poor people. This lady, when I asked her, she showed me the smart card. I still remember that scene. It was tied to her polo. I said, what? Yeah, I don't want to lose this smart card because this is actually helping me give the money, And she said, I just put my finger and this particular machine, it was a biometric machine, it just hisses one sound like beep sound, and like magic I get the money. She said, wow. At that moment I decided, well, this is the field that I should be in. I could literally see how, technology is actually helping people, the poorest of the poorer, On that day I made the decision that I should, work in this digital transformation area. Yeah. Yeah, a couple of them I would say, while we could implement many solutions within the government, but then also a lot of challenges, when we implement them. One significant challenge is like, I would say mindset or resistance to change. When we take a new solution or when you suggest even something new to the department, the first thing that, is we see, they try to defend their old systems or old way of working, I would say. So then we had to actually conduct a lot of awareness workshops, capacity building sessions, so that they understand what are the benefits of technology and how it actually helps them, rather than taking away their powers or something. It augments their capabilities is what we make them understand. So that's one of the biggest challenge, resistance. Second is, what I felt was uh, designing the application to the requirements of the department. Like, the software companies are engaged to design a particular application for the department, right? So when these requirements are translated or communicated to the other entity, which is the software, those were not clearly defined. As a result, when these companies develop the solution, they were not actually working well. Lot of problems and issues. So that's where I felt, as earlier Jayashanjan sir was also mentioning, the PMU team that we have actually deployed in various departments, they are bridging that gap. Because as departments, they don't have that IT. Now, of course, it's different, but a couple of years back, I'm talking about almost 10 years back or 20 years back, the departments did not know what to get out of an IT solution. So somebody had to actually understand the requirements of a department and understand how technology actually can translate those requirements. So that bridging that gap was the biggest challenge. So we actually addressed that through various measures, like NISG. I was part of NISG, National Institute for Smart Government. We used to actually help governments, that understand their requirements and prepare RFPs, design the RFPs properly so that the right solution is implemented within the government. So that's the second challenge, where we actually face, and that's how we addressed it. Yeah. I would say this is an area of interest to me and close to my heart. I've been working on these technologies for the last 5 years. So AI, blockchain, drones, cloud, IoT, and so on. Of all these technologies, while each one brings its own strengths, own characteristics, solves a set of specific problems. But currently, I would say, the first priority technological area for us is AI, where we are currently working with more than 10 departments solving different problems on the ground. Like forest department, maybe we have given them an AI tool that helps them to monitor all the species in the forest, this leading to conservation of and preserving the biodiversity. So AI tool, a very different sectors. Like we also gave an AI tool out, worked out an AI tool for it's called TSNAB, narcotics board, where this particular tool helps parents and teachers to assess if the child or a student is consuming drugs at a very early stage, because that's one of the biggest social problem that we are looking at. So that's the second one. Third, agriculture. Of course, we're working with farmers, and deploying technology at various stages of crops that help increase their revenue or income. So these are the various different kind of spectrum of technologies, or spectrum of, I would say, departments that we're actually helping them out. So AI is second. Of course, blockchain, which is again close to my heart. In fact, we started blockchain, working on blockchain way back in 2018. We were the first state actually to work on these technologies, and we have almost implemented various use cases. And one of the mostly in blockchain, people say you just implement pilots, you don't actually have an application that is running successfully, scaled up project. But our state is only one that has implemented end-to-end blockchain solution in an area called chit funds, where a lot of scams happen. So this particular solution actually identifies any, such scams or any non-compliances by chit fund companies at an early stage and alerts the officials. So that's one. And we are working on to see how we can help the different stakeholders. One of the biggest challenges blockchain startups are facing is not enough clarity on regulations in India. So we are trying to work with different stakeholders like RBI. We recently, last year, a year back, we launched what you call a regulatory sandbox, blockchain regulatory sandbox. We are helping startups, understand what are the areas where regulatory compliances they have to be, and we are actually talking to different regulators like RBI to see what changes have or what reforms we'll have to bring in. To at the same time, we are also aware of the negative consequences like consumers. This is not like cryptocurrency. We are not looking into cryptocurrency as of right now, but the other areas of blockchain, that helps various domains. Yeah. Well, very good question, I would say. So I think collaboration is the key. That's the most important one, because there are so many different stakeholders that come together to implement one successful application in the government. So it's the government departments. Then you have to work with various vendors. Thirdly, at the end of the day, government implements this application to serve citizens, right? Third, citizens. So wide variety of stakeholders that you need to work with. So co-creation and collaboration are the skills that are very much required, and of course, teamwork.